Although the first half outcome in China was slightly stronger than we had expected, we are keeping our annual forecast at 6.8%, close to the authorities' targets of around 7%. There might be a slight upside risk to this forecast because we expect the global economy to recover in the second half, but there is also some elements that might slow down growth a bit more. For example, in the financial sector, we had a strong contribution from the financial sector in the second quarter, and this might be somewhat less because of the stock market correction now. But overall, we are confident that the growth is on target towards around 7%.
When we look backwards at China's recent economic history, we see China had had remarkable success. We have average growth of around 10%, and we have some 600 million individuals lifted out of poverty. This is truly a remarkable track record. This did not happen by accident. This success reflects the government's ability and willingness to implement key reforms at the right times. Looking forward, China's success will also depend on the government's ability to implement important reforms. The good news is China has a comprehensive reform agenda, the Third Plenum Reform Plan. It covers everything from economic to social areas, to household registration system, to the environment. In our report, we focus on two key areas. One is financial sector reform. Here we can point to a lot of progress. China has implemented deposit insurance. They've made progress in liberalizing deposit rates. But the key part of financial sector reform, why it's so important, is it's the way that the future companies that are going to create the future jobs will gain financing. The second area we focus on is state-owned enterprise reform. Here, the key area is to level the playing field, to make sure that the private sector and the government sector are on an even playing field. And this will make room for the private sector to grow, and this will also fuel future growth.
Recent developments in China's stock market are an important event. But at the same time, they are not a game changer. They're not huge. They're not really a watershed. Why are they important? Because there are important lessons to be learned. China is an emerging economy with rapid financial development, and it has experienced new instruments, new developments that were not fully appreciated at all times by the regulators. So looking ahead, where do we go from here? Well, the government needs to find an exit from its intervention that it has applied as soon as possible. They have succeeded in stabilizing the market, but this is not the end of the story. Now China needs to return to normal market functioning. China needs to withdraw government intervention as soon as possible while maintaining financial stability. Also, the regulatory system needs to be strengthened so that we don't have these regulatory gaps anymore, so that we can respond to a crisis in a well-coordinated way and can also communicate the government's response with a clear framework and with a clear roadmap for action to the public.